New attraction openings, new meet and greets, new land openings, new restaurants, and so many more announcements from the annual D23 Expo this past weekend, and we're here to give you the news. Hi friends, Tina Lala here.
And Mr. Don.
And I am about to explode with all the amazingness I need to tell you. The D23 Expo happened this weekend. What's D23? Well, it's the ultimate official Disney fan club for the Walt Disney Company. And the D23 Expo is when Walt Disney releases announcements and teasers about things they're working on. Their annual D23 Expo was this past weekend. Sadly, we weren't there. But we are D23 Gold members, so we've been watching the live streams, and there's so much you need to know about what's coming up in the future of the Disney park. If you saw our last video, you saw that Journey of Water at Epcot is scheduled to open on October 16th. But the one thing we didn't mention is that Moana herself will be doing meet and greets at the attraction. I think it's so great to hear that Moana will have a home for guests to see her. I feel like Disney got an attraction they can build on, especially with the upcoming live-action remake, which was announced in April. But I think that this attraction is current and relatable to today's issues and current characters. So it's not something that will be outdated as soon as it opens. Speaking of journeys, do you have your imagination on? Well, they've just confirmed Figment, that lovable purple dragon from Journey into Imagination at Future World and Epcot, will have his own meet and greet.
Well, that's cool because Megan loves Figment.
Fans have been waiting 40 years for this moment when they will be able to give Figment a hug and share their imagination with him. Figment is actually replacing the Vanellope meet and greet at the exit where Journey into Imagination ride ends. And actually, I just read that there were reports guests are waiting 5 hours for a picture with Figment. And they actually had to close the queue down at 2:45.
5 hours is a long time.
5 hours is a long time.
It's kind of ridiculous, but...
The other day there were reports that Figment fell down twice as he walked out of his dream port, but it looks like they've made some changes to the reflectors on the floor, and they're hoping that this will prevent him from any additional drops in creativity. Do you have a need for speed? Then you might have experienced Test Track at Epcot. Well, it has just been announced that Test Track will be reimagined with sponsor Chevrolet, taking its inspiration from an opening day attraction, World of Motion, which Test Track replaced back in 1999. We wonder if the reimagination will look forward, taking electronic vehicles into consideration, especially since Chevy has the new 2023 Bolt EV.
Bolt?
Not that Bolt, this Bolt. Well, the picture they provided makes the car look a bit futuristic, so hopefully the much-loved attraction will get an upgrade it very much needs. They also talked about the Dreamers Point statue, which is Walt Disney sitting and looking out over the Epcot park, and how that will be a great memory for guests to be able to take pictures like the partner statue at Disneyland and Disney World. So we're looking forward to having that statue put in. Soarin' Around the World will transition back to Soarin' Over California, like at Disneyland, on September 22nd. This is temporary for the Disney 100th anniversary celebration, but they didn't announce when that would change back. The big announcement for Epcot was made by Walt Disney World President Jeff Vall, who announced the new Epcot night show that will now be called Luminos, the Symphony of Us, making its debut at Epcot World Showcase on December 5th, 2023. There will be new spectacular fireworks, fountains, lasers, and light shows. Now let's move over to Magic Kingdom. Another big announcement was that the Country Bear Jamboree would get a revamp and become a musical show called Country Bear Musical Jamboree, which is scheduled to debut in 2024. I was happy to see that Henry, Trixie, and Big Al will be coming back, but I'm curious to see a new show where the bears, quote, reinterpret their favorite Disney songs in different genres of country music. I'm not exactly sure when the current show will be closing, but it's good to hear that this show is getting some much needed love and that Disney is looking at all aspects of music interests from their guests. One of the things they did mention is that they are actually getting people in from Nashville to kind of help them revamp some of the songs, but it'll be interesting to see what they do. They also finally confirmed the rumor that the Hatbox Ghost will be arriving at the Haunted Mansion in November in 2023, and that he'll have his own designated space.
About time.
I'm excited about this. I'm hoping for more Hatbox Ghost apparel at Memento Mori's next to the Haunted Mansion than what they had for Halloween. Maybe he even makes an appearance in the Boo-to-You parade. We got a quick glimpse of a new restaurant proposed over near Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks like it's going to be a tavern and will bring back the Barker bird, which used to be outside the pirate attraction. It would squawk at guests as they approach the attraction. I'm looking forward to see how this restaurant's actually going to interact with the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Based on the pictures, I'm wondering if it's going to have character dining. I mean, there's pirates all over this picture. And I'm also curious to see, well, what's going to happen to the Tortuga Tavern, which is right across the way.
Having a pirate's character meal with the likes of Captain Jack Sparrow and Barbossa, I think that's a great idea.
There were two big announcements for Animal Kingdom. The first was a new show for the Tree of Life based on the film Zootopia. Based on the concept art, we believe this show is going to actually replace It's Tough to Be a Bug show that's currently playing on the inside of the Tree of Life. There's no word on when this transition will occur, but we'll keep you informed. I mean, they've been really pushing to get Zootopia into Animal Kingdom and trying to find a place for it. They wanted to put Zootopia over in Dinoland. There was a lot of rumor of that last year at D23. It'll be interesting to see how they transition It's Tough to Be a Bug into Zootopia with this show. The second announcement for Animal Kingdom was a complete revamp of Dinoland. I mean, we've all been waiting to hear the news of what is happening over at Dinoland. We know that Disney already demolished the Primeval World attraction in 2020, and we have not seen any movement in this area. And there's been a lot of talk about it. Like I said, last year at D23, they talked about it, and nothing happened. Disney announced that this area will be completely revamped. This area will be rethemed to the tropical Americas, which will be the northern part of South America stretching up to Central America. They didn't say anything specific, just made some references, but based on the rendering, it seems like the current dinosaur ride, which is the building on the right, would become the Indiana Jones ride that is currently at Disneyland. And we think that the building on the lower middle could be a Coco attraction. And then the house up at the top left side of the picture looks a lot like the Encanto Casita they had shown in a previous Blue Sky rendition. I mean, I'm kind of excited for Indiana Jones, that ride, to come here.
I'd like to see Indiana Jones ride come here. I've seen pictures on YouTube, other YouTubers have on there, and the ride looks awesome. I mean, the show is great.
Yeah.
But, to get a ride of Indiana Jones, even better.
The good thing is the ride vehicle at Dinosaur and Indiana Jones are the same, so that should make transition pretty easy. Now, Josh D'Amaro and engineer Bruce Vaughn made reference to another Blue Sky proposal, again, which are ideas brought to the Disney executives by Imagineers to discuss and propose. And we know that sometimes those proposals come to play and sometimes they don't. Now, they didn't say anything specific, but what they did reference was that there are, quote, stories beyond Big Thunder Mountain, end quote. Kind of makes you excited to see what they're planning in the available land behind Big Thunder Mountain. Maybe a villain's land in our future? We'll see. Well, there you have it. All the updates I have from the D23 Expo about the Disney parks. Check out our next video, which will bring you all the Disney cruise announcements from the D23 Expo. Be sure to like and subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss out on our next videos.
Remember, until next time,
Life's a journey.